So the Las Vegas Aces have lost basically their entire team. Almost their entire team is gone from last year. They've lost basically everyone. If we want to look at the Vegas Aces team from last year, who's still remaining? The MVP, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray. That is it.
The Aces are unraveling, and not even A'ja Wilson can hold the pieces together. This isn't a super team anymore. It's just her, adrift and overwhelmed. Meanwhile, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Kit Clark are stirring up something special in Indiana. The Fever are building a dynasty in real time. Vegas is spiraling, Indiana's rising fast, and A'ja Wilson. She's got a storm coming. Let's dive into the chaos.
I mean, obviously, we have to get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you got to make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put the best product that we possibly can. It's not going to be the same group probably next year. It just won't.
A'ja Wilson's empire is crumbling like a stale cookie, and the Las Vegas Aces are starting to feel like a ghost town. Half the roster's vanished. Seriously, where is everybody? Someone call in a missing persons report, because A'ja's been left hanging like that one group project partner nobody wants to work with. This isn't a dynasty anymore. It's a desert.
Somebody needs to check on anybody that's been a fan of the Las Vegas Aces, because they are going through it.
Let's start with Sydney Colson, the undisputed queen of vibes, the heartbeat of the Aces locker room. Now, she's about to be cracking jokes and dropping punchlines on the Indiana Fever bench next to Caitlin Clark. That locker room energy just went from choreographed TikToks to actual charisma. And let's be real, Caitlin's about to be living her best life. Sydney Colson is pure comedy gold, and she's bringing that spark to a team that's already heating up. A'ja Wilson just lost her funniest teammate, and honestly, that's got to sting more than the scoreboard.
And the first thing I see was someone sending me a notification tagging me in a post. And I saw the post and I was like, no way, this isn't true. No way is this true. But I looked further into it and it was confirmed by ESPN, so I guess it's true. Guys, Sydney Colson, the face of the WNBA, is taking her talents on over to the Indiana Fever, guys.
But hold up, the pain train's just leaving the station. Alicia Clark, gone, packed her bags, took one last look at the ashes of the Aces dynasty, and said, yeah, I'm good. And where'd she go? Seattle, Washington. You know it's bad when vets are choosing a rebuild in the rainy Northwest over staying with what was supposed to be the league's gold standard. That's not just a move, that's a message. Something's off in Vegas, and whatever's happening behind the scenes, it's loud enough that players are piecing out before the lights even dim.
Three-time WNBA champion Alicia Clark is returning to the Seattle Storm. Her agent Jessica Holtz of the CAA told ESPN that Clark did win championships with the Storm in 2018 and 2020 and played a vital role for the Las Vegas Aces that won the title in 2023. Another loss for my Las Vegas Aces. This team is going to be in total rebuild. Becky Hammon is going to have to do something. We lose so many players left and right, from Kelsey Plum to Tiffany Hayes, now Alicia Clark. So many players being gone.
Oh, and we're still not done. Guess who else dipped? Tiffany Hayes. Now look, I get it. Tip's not the flashiest name on the roster, but she was a steady veteran presence, a real one. And at this point, we got to start asking the uncomfortable questions. Why is everyone sprinting away from A'ja Wilson like she's a walking red flag? Like, girl, what did you do? This isn't just a roster shuffle. It's a mass exodus. Something in that Vegas water ain't right, and the vibes, they're officially off.
Tiffany Hayes has just been not traded, because she was an unrestricted free agent, but it is to be expected that Tiffany Hayes to be signed with the Golden State Valkyries.
I mean, let's really break this down. When you're a so-called superstar, allegedly, players should be lining up to play with you. It should look like Black Friday at Target, not a clearance sale at the departure gate. But instead, they're packing their bags, slipping out the back door, and leaving A'ja Wilson with nothing but echoes in the locker room. The Aces aren't just slipping, they're unraveling in real time. And the timing couldn't be more poetic.
So Becky Hammon said, it's going to look different. It's going to be a different team next year. And my God, Kate Martin, Alicia Clark, Sid, Kelsey freaking Plum, and Tiff. Now, they have their starters for the most part.
Meanwhile, let's talk about the Indiana Fever, the team of the future. They got Caitlin Clark, the walking cheat code, and they keep stacking talent. Fever management is doing what needs to be done, while Aja Wilson is left in the wreckage of her squad. It's poetic justice. For years, the Aces ran their two-player game, Aja Wilson and Chelsea Gray, Aja Wilson and Kelsey Plum. But what happens when the role players start leaving? When it's just Aja standing there, clueless, like she's the only one who didn't get the memo.
We saw it with Sydney Colson, of course, going to the Indiana Fever, and that was a bit of a shock to people, but it indeed happened, and she gets a bump in pay to go to the Fever. Then, after that, Tiffany Hayes winds up going to the Golden State Valkyries. Same situation, she gets more money. And now Alicia Clark has signed with the Seattle Storm.
And let's be clear, this isn't a cap space problem. This isn't some random coincidence. This is a choice. Players are choosing to leave. Nobody wants to stick around and babysit Aja Wilson's MVP ego anymore. It's like the Leaf finally woke up and thought, wait, maybe I don't want to spend my career being a sidekick in the Aja Wilson show. And the best part, the season hasn't even started yet.
I didn't know they were going to load up like this, though. Dewana Bonner, Sydney Colson, just re-signed Kelsey Mitchell. You already have Aaliyah Boston. You have Caitlin. You have Lexi. You got the MAGA Barbie. Look, this is going to be good and bad for the Fever. And this is going to be good and bad for CC. Because if CC can't get a ring with the Super Avengers that Kathy and the Indiana Fever has assembled, then...
Imagine how much worse this could get. More trades, more exits. Aja Wilson standing there, realizing she's got nothing left but the echoes of a fake dynasty and some Instagram reels about staying focused. Yeah, Aja Wilson's kingdom is in ruins. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever are building an army, and somewhere Caitlin Clark is probably laughing, getting ready to drop 40 on whatever's left of the Aces. If you're an Aces fan, you're probably in denial right now. Take a breath. You need a hug.
The Aces fans are in mourning right now because the players, their core players that went to the championships, getting them those 2 championships in a row, are all dropping like flies. I don't know exactly the circumstances, but Alicia
coming in. But a lot of people are blaming Aja Wilson, blaming Becky Hammon. It's neither. It's neither. Like, why these players are leaving. Why Sydney Colson left. Like, you got to understand what players play for. Players play for 2 things a lot of the time. Money or rings. Or a chance to winning a ring.